this rhythm. Monk on the beat. Monk on the beat. Monk on the beat.
Ooh, what is up, YouTube? My Cowboys family here, bringing you guys not just the latest update on our very own Dallas Cowboys, but also a little playoff reaction live stream. We're watching the AFC wildcard game right now, the Chargers against the Houston Texans.
Yeah, we'll give you guys updates on all that, and of course more here on our Dallas Cowboys as we do our weekly check-in here, as it's officially the offseason for us Cowboys fans. But it's never the offseason for us. We always rocking that star over everything here, my Cowboys family, and we also have some people rocking the top spots here on our boards.
That's
So
right.
before we get to
So,
all the news info and reactions on the kickoff of the playoffs today in the NFL. Baby, who is running the show here? And it's not for one, two, three, 6 straight times on multiple boards. 6 straight times as the sponsor of the week.
and his name is John Luna.
Hell yeah, John Luna tearing it up. I mean, Nico Collins is tearing it up right now for his Houston Texans, along with CJ Stroud as they try to extend the lead. Big shout out to John Luna, not just 6 in a row there. He's also the gifting champion for 6 times in a row.
That's
So
right.
huge shout outs to him. As you see now, as I expand the screen here, Skeptical Fan is the king of the Cash App.
Tip the hat.
Yeah, it's been a month of Queens taking over there, like Pat Pfeiffer and Mary Alvarez, but Skeptical Fan is now the king of the Cash App. And John Luna, his name keeps going, 63 points on the Stream Boss. Big shout out to him. He's still holding it down there, although that is like the weakest I've seen him on the Stream Boss in a long time. Now, this is going to be a quickie tonight, guys, because we're just going to do this one game, the end of this game, and we're gonna talk some Cowboy news, info, and updates as the Texans fumble the ball. But also want to give you the leaders right now. Of course, a brand new week in a way, right? So there is no gifting leader right now.
Yeah.
There is no Cash App leader, but there is an overall leader because we had a couple drops this week in the sense of memberships. Calvin Richard in second place in the silver level membership.
Thank you, Calvin.
Big shout out to him. We got amazing games.
Thank you, Amazing
And
Games.
someone jumped into someone named Aussie jumped into the star level. So shout
Thank you,
out to
Aussie.
them. Aussie's in first place there on the overall board. So shout outs to everybody on the board kicking off a brand new week. And it's going to be a couple of weeks probably before we crown a champion. But today is when it starts. So shout outs there. Of course, there's multiple ways of dropping the love here, whether it is through the super chats. I forget already. Super chats here through the monetized channel here of My Cowboys Family. Super chats, thanks button. You can of course join the membership like we just shout out. All 3 levels. It's actually 4 levels of membership, and of course gifting memberships, which John Luna's been running that for 6 straight weeks, maybe really
Yeah.
2 months, really. And then you have other ways of doing it, which is kind of like the after dark way, as we call it here.
Yes. Of course, you have the Cash App, Money Sign, My Cowboys Family, the Venmo at My-Cowboys-Family. You have the regular PayPal link, and last but not least, that Streamlabs
Yeah.
link lets your comment show up on screen like a super
Yeah.
chat would.
Yeah. So again, shout outs to everybody who's dropping the love in any way to help the channel out here. Skeptical fan, of course, holding that crown. And of course, we have to shout out those in the star and over everything level memberships because we have special raffle going down today. And probably towards the end of the stream, sometimes, it's probably towards the end, after the game ends, we'll do our star over everything raffle. But also, it includes the weekly winners like John Luna, and it includes some winners off of our when you hit the goals. Here, you see there is
goal winners.
you see the goal that we have set up right now. Every person who puts towards that, and if we hit the goal, everyone gets put into a raffle to get 4 names out of that to get put into this big monthly jersey raffle. So as you can see here, that's going to be done tonight. We'll shout out those that got, I think Red Man R, a couple others, Cassie Stewart. I think they got into this as well because of the of hitting the goal. A lot of that has to do with John Luna doing it.
Yeah, the goal raffle. Let's call it. How about that?
Yeah, the goal raffle. Yes, to get into this raffle. So we'll do that and see who wins a jersey sewn and stitched. You know the deal here, guys. And again, it's not just Cowboys; it's any sport, any team that we have available, any style available, size, and et cetera, et cetera. Now, let's keep it moving on because we just don't shout out people here on this side of things. We also shout out those representing the star and over everything levels. And we got just like 2 people here, right? We got Aussies in there, right? And then we also have, of course, the great John Luna in the mix there. And don't forget the lunatic. He's pretty sure he's the man as our 3rd member there in the in our
star level membership.
Top level membership there. So the lunatic, John Luna, and Aussie, thank you guys. And also, everybody in the house tonight hitting that like, subscribe, and notification bell. Now, baby, after the Texans just fumbled away a drive there, they were driving down. They're up 10-6. You guys can see that here in the 3rd quarter against the Chargers.
Chargers are driving.
Well, the Chargers are 2nd and 6 right now. We'll get the cameras on and everything, but let's we have the shout outs to do, right? In the chat. So let's get that going.
First of all, shout out James Herr asking, are you going live for the Pittsburgh Ravens game? Probably not. Again, but who knows?
Yeah, it's really.
I don't think so, though.
The thing is that, when it comes to these streams, it's kind of like whenever family allows. Right now we have a chance to do this, so this is where we have to jump into it. Luckily, it's the end of a game, so it's at least it may be close, right? It may be exciting. It may be a blowout. Who knows? But right now, it's just like the way we have to kind of plan it. We do have some stuff going on tonight, so that's why we can't go live, or probably not going to go live. But
that's why I said that.
Yeah, and that goes tomorrow. There's a chance that we go live for a couple hours as well. Just got to keep watching here, whether it's here or on the after dark. Maybe it's afternoon or some football streaming there. We'll see what happens. But either way, we're having fun here, just chilling stream here. Again, when you have some information and serious news when it comes to our Dallas Cowboys, and you see right there in dead center of this picture here with McCarthy on the right and Jerry Jones on the left, and what's the next step for the Cowboys? It's not the draft. I don't care how many people doing mock drafts right now. It's stupid. We got to figure out what about free agents before we can figure that out. Who the fuck is the head coach?
Yeah, how do you draft a player without a coach?
We got to have a scheme and system in place with players that fit it. So right now, even though some players can overcome every scheme and system, right now we got to figure out who the fuck coach is first.
Yeah,
and that's a question still has not been answered up to this moment. So before we get there, baby, who's the few in the house right now chilling?
We have C Bass here representing as well. What's up? Much love to you, C Bass. James Payne's business stream. Yeah, I don't know what McCarthy's thinking either. Seabass also said, can't wait to see the Steelers, Eagles, Commanders, and Packers all
lose.
knock the fuck out of playoff contention.
I'm with you. That's the big thing. I want to see the Eagles trying. Hopefully it happens, Packers can upset them tomorrow. 5 is always greater than 1. Let's keep it that way. And of course, the other teams like Pittsburgh and teams that have won before, we want to keep them out. But, I don't mind the Lions and Ravens and Bills. They get involved. That's fine.
I see Dave Brown in the house. What's up, Dave Brown?
The place to be. What's up? Yeah. Oh, yeah. The real shit 1-4. Yeah, I mean, that's hopefully going to happen tonight. That's why I said the after dark portions may be more fun to watch on that stuff, especially with the real shit incident, which I discussed earlier this morning on other streams, if I'm not mistaken. But that's after dark. This is football, right? Football mindset
yes.
right now.
Speaking of NDM Boogie, what's up? Hello and hi. Much love to Pat Pfeiffer. What's up?
House, yes.
So, and cheers to you, Dave Brown. Again,
Yeah.
like we said, we're just chilling here,
Yeah, just having fun. We're
relaxing.
gonna pop
We
the
have
camera
some
on here.
Cowboy stuff
Yeah.
that we do have to dive into and discuss because, as you guys know, just because our season ended does not mean that the clown show ever stops.
Now, as you see here, guys, it's commercial. We'll get to the game and give you we'll put the camera on here in a minute, but I just want to say a couple of the games, basically the schedule for the playoffs right now. Today, of course, right, this game, which we're into third quarter here, the Chargers at the Texans. And we got a lot of fans out there like Casey Jones, and I know we used to have Eastside Harold running around, as well as John Luna, of course, who's repping the boards right now. These are Texans fans out there. Well, Charger fans, I'm sure, roaming around. But that's the first game of the playoffs. It's funny because it's all AFC first three games, and then the last three games are all NFC. Tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern, Steelers, real shits Steelers, at the Baltimore Ravens. And I know that even though Dave Brown's team is out, he loves Lamar Jackson. And yeah, Lamar, hopefully, I know I'm rooting for the Ravens to beat the Steelers in that game. Now, tomorrow, the early game, the Broncos, Denver Broncos, yeah, upstart and all, but they're going to go to Buffalo, playing some cold there, and it's not going to be elevated. So, Bills, 9-point favorites in that game tomorrow. Then the afternoon game, Packers at the Eagles. The Packers, missing their best receiver, but I still think the Packers can upset them, although Eagles are favored by 5. And, again, it starts the NFC wildcard games there tomorrow afternoon. In the evening tomorrow, Washington Commanders at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Close game for sure. We'll see how Dan Quinn does, former Dallas Cowboy defensive coordinator. And finishing up the playoffs on Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Vikings, which are the fifth seed at the Rams. But, yeah, we know that the Vikings are the better team for sure. And they are favored on the road by 2.5 points. So I just want to throw those out there just so we all have an idea what's going on for the playoffs. The first, of course, don't forget the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes there at the bottom left, and the Lions, with their squad on the NFC. They both have bye weeks right now, of course. Now, watching the Charger game, let me give you a little Charger update when it comes to the Cowboys. By the way, they were going for it on fourth down. They did not get it. They were a yard short. And it's incomplete, I think, anyway. So it's now Houston's ball. They saved themselves some points after messing up that drive and fumbling the ball away. CJ Stroud runs for about 8 more yards there. He's doing a great job with his legs running the ball, which he doesn't do very often. Ezekiel Elliott, guys. Let's talk about Zeke for a quick second, if you guys don't mind. I mean, Zeke is.
Remember, we released him so that he could have, the chance to join a playoff team.
Yeah, I mean, that's what he was. That was the whole point of the whole, the end of Zeke, basically. For again, Zeke ended up signing with one of the teams we see on our screen today, the Los Angeles Chargers. Signed Ezekiel Elliott. He wanted a chance to compete for a Super Bowl. He's gonna, add, I guess, some valuable experience to the Chargers offense. Although I haven't seen him much in this game right now. So first down Texans at about almost midfield. They are up by 4 in the third quarter with 9 minutes to go. Now, Cowboys started their offseason here with some futures contracts. When you have futures contracts and signings in the future, these are guys that are like practice squad guys that are in the league, maybe undrafted.
Yeah.
That you secure them in the offseason. And you kind of, you have some goal, some future. At the very probably usually at the best is they make the practice squad. So these guys are guard Jack Anderson, defensive back Luke Barku, defensive tackle Denzel Jackson, which is international player exemption. He'll be our exemption guy. He'll be our Alarcon for the next 3 to 4 years. I think Dalton Schultz gets him a first down now in field goal range for the Texans. Kelvin Harmon at receiver. Brock Mogensen stays there as an undrafted guy, linebacker. Jalen Moreno Cropper, Cowboys liked him. He also stays on the team. Troy Pride, who played a couple games at the end of the season. Luigi Villian, linebacker, and wide receiver Seth Williams will stay in a futures deal with the Cowboys. Now, as we finish up our season's over, Cowboys are done. There were a couple, I guess you could say, accolades for some of our guys.
Yeah.
All-Pro players, first team and second team. We only had one first team All-Pro. Devontae Turpin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
well, good for him.
Special teams. We had 2 second team All-Pros. Brandon Aubrey.
Oh.
At kicker, yeah. So it was all special teams, right?
Yeah.
And of course, wide receiver CeeDee Lamb.
Okay, yeah.
So,
I was actually kind of surprised he didn't make
the
first team All-Pro, but I get it.
Major injury, by the way, for the Chargers, number 20. Something happened to his arm. It looked like it broke or his wrist. Something happened. So he's getting help right now on the field.
Can't really see what the injury is. Is it his shoulder?
Number 20, right here. And he punches right there. I think it's cracked his wrist.
Oh no, I think his arm broke.
Yeah,
Oh my god, look at it moving.
yeah. It's
Yeah, I think
wobbling
his arm
around
broke.
his right arm. Looks like it broke.
Oof.
We're gonna pop the camera on, guys. Don't worry, it'll be coming on shortly. But so we have 3 overall, all pros right now for this season. Very poor season for the Cowboys, but yeah, Cavante Turpin, Brandon Aubrey, special teams, and CeeDee Lamb at receiver. It is Turpin's first selection. It is CeeDee Lamb's 3rd consecutive selection. He was a second team, then first team before now being a second team again, and Aubrey's second in a row. He was a first team All Pro last year for Brandon Aubrey. Now, end the season for the Cowboys. They have our 5 highest graded players, analytically speaking. Micah Parsons by far number 1 with a 90. That's like excellent. That's like the 90 and higher is like an A plus. So Micah, another fantastic year. CeeDee Lamb was second with a 77.3. Eric Kendricks was third. Our best behind Micah, who's always off the charts. He was our next guy, as far as analytically sound on our team. Eric Kendricks at linebacker in this Zimmer defense at 75.2. Tyler Smith, 75.0 at left guard. And Rico Dowdle, 73.9. Those are our top 5 offense and defense and special teams, highest graded players in the 2024 season. The lowest graded offensive and defensive players this season, who you think they are? Our lowest graded offensive player and our lowest graded defensive player.
I mean, defensive has to be Mozzie Smith. At least that's my.
You are correct.
Okay. Offense. I mean, does Brandon Cooks count if he was hurt? I don't know.
How about this? Our last 2 first-round picks. Tyler Guyton. And Mozzie Smith.
Ouch.
Yeah. So the Cowboys our lowest graded offensive guy is our rookie first rounder, Tyler Guyton. Our worst graded defensive guy is last year's first round pick, Mozzie Smith. Our 4 lowest graded defensive players this year, Mozzie Smith, 34.8. And then Kalen Carson at 39.7, another a rookie this year. Maurice Liufau was next at 50.1, another rookie. And 4th on this list is Marshawn Nealon with a 50.8. That is basically Mozzie Smith, last year's rookie, and 3 other rookies from this year. That ended up being our worst kind of analytical players on the field. And it includes Liufau, who's had a great year, I thought. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, as far as analytics, not a very good year for him. And again, all those guys are rookies.
Unfortunately, obviously, it's counting all the times early on where he wasn't playing as great as well.
Exactly. Yeah. At the beginning of the half
you can't make excuses for the times our defense played bad. I mean,
and Houston, Texas, right now going a nice 10-yard gain right there on a 2nd and 3. Now, I want to say one last thing, a couple last things about the season for us since it's over. Guess which 2 running backs right now tied for 12th after the season ended with 1,079 rushing yards. 2 running backs at 12th in the NFL. Rico Dowdle and Tony Pollard. Okay. Exactly the same amount of yards.
Well, I mean, hey, I guess it worked out in that way.
Yeah. And again,
it's cheaper.
Dowdle averaged 4.6 yards per carry. Pollard averaged 4.2. The point
like
is, Pollard's not worth it.
I agree.
That's the bigger thing than Dowdle is the greatest guy ever. 1st and 10, by the way, for the Texans here with 7 minutes to go. As
1st and goal.
Joe Mixon. Yeah, I'm sorry. 1st and goal. There's a flag, though. So anyways, I did want to say, if you remember, there was a hold there, so it is going back. But remember that in our last game against Washington, Brandon Aubrey had that out-of-bounds kick, hit that cheerleader in the head.
Yeah.
The kickoff was intentional. The ball was kicked at the 50-yard line because of the personal foul on Washington. So the kickoff out of bounds is not placed at the 40 because it went out of bounds. That's where I got confused.
Okay.
It is placed 25 yards from the kick. So it goes from the 50 to the 25.
Okay.
And that's the rule here. I did not realize that. So if you kick it out of the end zone, what happens? It goes to the 30.
Okay.
So it's smart to kick the ball out of bounds. Unfortunately, he hit the cheerleader in the head. And he did sign like an autograph for her and left her saying, "I'm sorry, I hope you're okay."
that was really nice.
Yeah, after the game. So, but again, it was an interesting little play. Going for the end zone, and it looks like it's a pick. Wow, the Chargers made a pick in the end zone, goes to the 20. Is that Derwin James again?
Yeah.
And they're saying he didn't get touched? They're saying he didn't get touched, I guess.
I mean, he got touched there.
Yeah, he's at the 40-yard line, but I thought he was touching the end zone. I'm assuming it's going to go to the 20.
I thought he was being touched when he caught it.
Yeah, that's my point. He should be down, and it's 20. It should go to the 20. But
well, let's see once they review it, obviously.
Dalton Schultz tried to go for it, man. I mean, Dalton Schultz came and jumped that high. But yeah, he's touched right there. So
Yeah.
obviously he's going to go after the 20. Anyways, the point is the kickoff was intentional by Aubrey. Now we know a little bit more. So again, kicking the ball out of bounds after a personal foul does not go to the 20. But it makes sense why it was so ugly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The kick. It was done on purpose. By the way, Brandon Aubrey, the first player ever to make a mile worth of field goals.
Pretty impressive.
40 field goals. 1,769 field goal yards. Believe it or not. From Brandon Aubrey. So just a couple of little notes here as we finish the season. I don't have the schedule up for you guys yet, but I'll tell you this. We know who we're playing. We know, not the schedule, we know who our opponent's going to be. At home, it's the Giants, Eagles, and Washington. And then we're also playing at home the Green Bay Packers, Minnesota Vikings, Arizona Cardinals, Kansas City Chiefs, and, as we're watching today, the Los Angeles Chargers. Those are our home games.
I mean, all but one are playoff teams.
Yeah, other than the Cardinals. And I guess the Giants. That's two.
Sure.
On the road, it's the Giants, Eagles, and Washington as we do our own division games there. Chicago. The Detroit Lions on the road. The Carolina Panthers on the road. The Denver Broncos on the road in high altitude. The Vegas Raiders on the road. And the New York Jets also on the road. Remember, we have an extra road game this year coming up because we had an extra home game this year. Anyways,
Yeah, just I want to throw out there. So that's out of all those games, only 5 of those teams didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, well, Giants twice, the Eagles, the Bears. Well, I guess you could say, let me see, the Giants twice.
Yeah, the Bears,
Cardinals.
Yeah,
the Bears,
the
Vegas,
Raiders,
the Jets, and the Panthers.
And the Panthers.
Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4,
I've counted
5.
as teams.
On the road, we have about what 5 games that are non-playoff teams. And at home, there's 2 that are non-playoff.
Yeah, not that matters too much, considering we lose to good and bad teams regardless. But
exactly. Now you see Jerry on the screen there. Jerry Jones said he was unaware that Cooper Rush, our backup quarterback, that Cooper Rush had a $250,000 playing time incentive on the line in that.
Oh, I'm sure.
After the game, he said that. He said he did not reach that. Cooper Rush did not reach the incentive simply because he was benched for Trey Lance to play the entire game. And Trey Lance, marked his first start with the Cowboys, played the entire game. Jerry Jones said this in the past. He said, quote, "I want to know everything there is to know, from player contracts to socks and jocks and television contracts." Obviously, he doesn't know about contract incentives. Interesting, right?
So in some ways it does make sense because we've known for years that Steven is the one who's managing some of the numbers.
Listen, if we knew about it, then he knew about it.
I think it's kind of bullshit just because earlier in the week that was Cooper Rush was straight up asked that and he's like, "Oh yes, we're all very aware." Like,
so Jerry Jones knows. He's just bullshitting.
Don't play the old man.
And
now.
Jerry Jones literally saving $250,000. Think about that.
Right.
A guy who's making
enough fuel for his jet.
He's making 11, for one trip. He's making $11 billion on the Dallas Cowboys. Remember that. By the way, DeMarvin Overshown, good news on him with his torn knee. Recovery is 9 months now. When he was asked when he'll return from football, he said, quote, "I'll be back playing football for sure in 2025, and it won't be in December. It will be before that." So the good thing is, according to him, he'll be back sooner than later. Now, the last topic before we get the cameras on here and we get rolling to just enjoying the end of this game. A lot of sources coming out on Mike McCarthy, our head coach there right now, still the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Now, earlier this week, the Dallas Cowboys were asked if they can, if the Chicago Bears could, interview Mike McCarthy for their head coaching job, and the Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones said, "Hell no," denied the Bears a chance and permission to interview Mike McCarthy. So, again, yesterday, information came out after several days of discussions about the 2024 season and the future, according to Jerry Jones and Mike McCarthy. The word is that they're remaining open to moving forward together, and both sides are expected to open talks yesterday on trying to keep him in Dallas. Now, according to all sources yesterday, there have been no negotiations yet, and there's other issues they're still working through. McCarthy's contract is going to expire on Tuesday, guys, on the 14th, which gives the Cowboys just a couple more days to try to work out a deal if they want to keep Mike McCarthy. Otherwise, he'll be free to pursue other opportunities, meaning the Chicago Bears as an opportunity, right? Because we know they definitely want to check him out. So, it's about time is the essence right now for both sides. If they decide to stick together, when it comes to the business phase of things. And I say that specifically because of what we know today. But yesterday was about the business phase. They're going to move into that, right?
Yeah.
Virtually all Cowboy assistants would also be free to take other jobs starting on Tuesday. Their contracts run out on Tuesday as well.
Okay.
So Mike McCarthy will have needs time as well. If he gets hired with the Cowboys, he needs time to assemble his staff, whether in Dallas or somewhere else. Today, Adam Schefter noted that, quote, football matters have been discussed by Jerry Jones and Mike McCarthy, but that, quote, business matters, like a new deal, have not happened as late as today, this afternoon.
Well, it sounds like, and you know,
Another Jerry Jones move.
Stop, but this is my opinion. I don't think McCarthy even wants to discuss the business matters because the business stuff can get done very quickly once it's decided.
But I just said about the
football
staff.
Well, that's what I mean about the football stuff, though. Like, it sounds like McCarthy's really fighting for more control, maybe, of this team.
Maybe.
And he's trying to make some concessions here, saying, I will stay, but I want to do things my way. One of the consistent things we've heard from the players, from other stuff behind the scenes, is that people, as in like staff and or players, supposedly are down with giving McCarthy a chance if he's allowed to do things more his way. Yeah. Zimmer even said his biggest regret, not being able to do things or not doing things his way sooner. Yeah,
and it kind of leads me to the final part of this discussion because nobody really knows which way this is going yet.
Exactly.
But the Cowboys are as usual. I said this Friday. I said this last week that Friday you expect to hear more about the coach and exactly what happened. Yesterday started the coaching thing. Today there's more information about it. And right now Jerry Jones is weighing his decision supposedly. Right, he's figuring out before the 14th whether or not he wants to finalize his decision and bring back McCarthy as the head coach. And a source says he has hinted in conversations with McCarthy that he's going to try to do that. Now, the other things he has to decide is what kind of contract to offer McCarthy and what to do if McCarthy does not take the deal, becomes a free agent for the Bears, let's say. So the scenario is what's driving the people at the front office for the Cowboys crazy right now, and, of course, the fans crazy. So, and what the sources are saying, guys, McCarthy is not happy with what's going on. With this deal being taking so long.
I mean, of course not. He also, like you said, if he's serious about his football stuff, he's trying to get his shit together ASAP. Yeah. Every day counts.
He's trying to get certainty for his future. So in the end, it's Jerry Jones beating Jerry Jones again, hurting this team. Whichever decision you make, though, a new coach or an old coach or bringing McCarthy back, you're hurting this team. Now, maybe Jerry Jones trying to get the best deal, as he always tries. He waits till the last second to get deals done with CeeDee Lamb and last second to get deals done with Dak Prescott. Is he doing the same thing with McCarthy? Feels like it. Now, I do want to say another two options real quick, and I'll let you guys speak on it, as I open up the camera here. But, of course, we talk about Mike Vrabel as an outside opportunity for a new coach. I'm also hearing a possibility of Mike Zimmer being the new head coach of the Cowboys.
That would be interesting.
McCarthy might have other opportunities. He might be going to Chicago if the Cowboys can get a deal, right?
Yeah.
So one source in the NFL speculated that, a surprise new option could be Mike Zimmer for the Cowboys to take it to the next level with him. Now, he's been respected by the team. They wanted him back as well. Zimmer is a Cowboys defensive coordinator. He's worked for the Cowboys for 8 years over his career, knows the Joneses very well, right? Jerry Jones praised his work with the defense throughout this season. Zimmer, 68. He might agree to a deal. It does not guarantee him 4 or 5 years at the top of the scale salary like McCarthy will ask for, right?
Yeah.
And, again, basically for getting a lesser deal, or, less money or whatever, he'll get a second opportunity to be a head coach. Zimmer was the head coach of the Vikings, of course, for 8 years and had 4 winning seasons and 3 playoff seasons with them. A good coach, but older. And guess what? He'll be also a puppet for Jerry Jones.
I mean,
is what I feel.
And that's kind of the point. Anybody who goes in there has to know that whatever the Joneses promise you is one thing. What they actually end up doing is a completely different thing.
That's right. And by the way, the Texans now have a 7-point lead with 4 minutes and 48 seconds in the third quarter as they knock in a field goal. And we'll put the camera on in a minute, but any thoughts real quick, baby?
Very defensive game as far as, the football we've been watching, but as far as the Jerry Jones-McCarthy drama, again, this is exactly what Jerry wanted. I am not surprised that this is happening in the way that it's happening, but yeah, it's ridiculous. Anyone who's serious about trying to build a successful football team, especially after a year you just lost, Every second matters. And instead, we're diddling and dawdling and figuring out the coaching thing and just feeling things out Jerry World style. So I also think that his comments about Cooper Rush, that's kind of insulting.
Yeah.
Because you're either the GM who knows what's going on and knows all about the contracts and incentives, or you don't know what the fuck is
Yeah.
going on and you're
Which
just an old man who shouldn't be doing
I
your
just,
job.
obviously, I think I think it's a combination of both. But yeah, I mean, old man has been fucking up at his job for 29 years.
Yep,
He shouldn't have a
Seabass
job
said it.
anymore.
On a lower key, I feel for Cooper Rush. That's shark's blood on the water type
Yep.
deal of, oh, not knowing. Like, that's $250K. Like, damn, $11 billion, and he's worried about Rush's
Exactly.
$250K. So
Exactly.
I mentioned it in the chat earlier, too. It's kind of a, like, I don't want to say a well-known secret, but it's kind of a well-known fact that, you know, Jerry, when it comes to actually hiring his staff, he is like really cheap. And I know that's kind of weird to say for a guy who has, oh, my little hair was a little poofy there. It's
Hmm.
for me to say for a guy who has that much money, but I'm not joking. Mike McCarthy is one of the lowest paid head coaches, you know, per the deals of his last contract at
Hmm.
like $4 million a year or something like that. Like he was like the
Hmm.
third lowest paid head coach in the entire league, and he's been one of the lesser paid head coaches the entire time he's been here. Even outside of that, one of the biggest complaints that we've also heard as far as people complaining about the Cowboys and their facilities is we don't hire enough assistants and strength and conditioning trainers and things like that. There's just not enough personnel
Hmm.
for the people who run these programs to successfully implement everything they're trying to do. So it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, and yeah, Tornado said it. TLC, Extreme Cheapskate TV show, the Dallas Cowboys front
It's
office.
incredible. But you know what? You're gonna see Netflix gonna have a lot of cowboy stuff. They're gonna
Oh,
already have the cheerleaders. They're gonna have, you know, of
They
course,
already they did that Jerry documentary too,
yeah,
right?
that's coming. Yeah, I mean, they didn't release it yet, but it's on the way.
Yeah.
And you know, with all the football deals going on with Netflix, they're loving this. I mean, they're gonna get when it comes to getting, you know, television
Yeah.
exposure. The Cowboys already get it, just being the Cowboys.
Netflix also didn't they do that Aaron Rodgers thing too?
Yeah, they
So
got
I'm just
the
saying, like they're
did
doing
the
all sorts of
did the
football stuff.
quarterback receiver thing so far. I'm just saying they did a lot of things, but the main thing is that Jerry Jones is trying to jump at this as well and take opportunity to, you know,
Yeah,
cash in
and make
on the
sure that
Netflix
there's
rush.
make sure that there's Dallas Cowboys everything
Yep.
everywhere in every capacity.
Cheerleaders, Jerry Jones, the history of the star. They're gonna have all this stuff on Netflix, so we'll watch it. But Netflix is gonna, you know, it's gonna bring a lot of money into the NFL and for the Dallas Cowboys. As with the only thing Jerry Jones really gives a shit about.
Yep. So real quick, Cameron in the house saying, "Gotta stop buying merchandise. Maybe then he'll open his eyes."
Hey,
Hey,
see this right here. This is when the Cowboys winning Super Bowls. This is an original Emmitt Smith before he won the
Yep.
Super Bowl. The back says E. Smith. You can see the
I
E right
know.
there. That's the old school right there. So, you know, this is my first. I mean, I have a Danny White jersey, but they didn't at that time. They didn't make them like the real
Yeah.
jersey. They had like it was a kind of like funny. It was like, you know, like more kid style. These are like more replicas of the NFL. So that's why I'm wearing it, kicking off the playoffs. Remembering the good old days when we made our runs to the Super Bowl every year. But yeah, I
know.
mean, that's the thing. You know, Jerry Jones failing every year like this, and we are still fans generally. We don't really do it. We've been saying this when we had Garrett. We're like, gotta get rid of Garrett. At the very least, give us someone new, a new start. Because puppet was Kellen Moore, and then
Yeah,
it
this
kind of
is-
forced McCarthy to be the puppet after Kellen Moore because he was hanging on to his job. So, you know, it's like the puppet issue will always be an issue, no matter which coach the Cowboys bring in here.
I know.
That's my biggest fear for the Cowboys
No,
going
you're
forward.
wearing, and not even that, Seabass. He's wearing Super Bowl rings. That's the point. Like when was the last time you could put on a jersey of a player knowing you're not just repping a fantastic player, you're repping fucking
This
Super Bowl
is
greatness.
before the you know, it's funny. This is like year 2 or
I
3
know.
of Emmett. When I guess we might have won it the
Texas
year I bought
Sister,
this.
Double R,
So
Cameron, all you guys, thanks for being here.
yeah, man. Hit the like, subscribe, the bell. You know what to do.
Like it said.
Appreciate everybody here. Whether memberships, talking in the chat, jumping on the board. You know, the dropping the love. We appreciate everybody in the house. But yeah, I mean, this is you know, we have gear for years. That's my whole point of bringing this up. And you guys seen our, you know,
Yeah, we haven't had to financially support the Jones family in quite a while.
Yeah. So when you know what I'm saying, we've gone to a couple games. I've been part of this channel and done this, though, of course, done that. We brought our kids there and
Big stop by Houston now too.
yeah. So force of 3 minutes, the Chargers got a punt and already down 7. So Which, by the way, I'm the only one in our household that picked the Houston Texans. I do think, and I picked them for one reason. I don't like them. I like the Chargers better, but I picked them because the defense and the coach is about the defense. The Nico Aldrich.
Yeah.
So they're about the defense, and the defense wins championships. They
In
win
that
their
logic,
point
do you
games.
think the Commanders are going to win their game?
I almost picked them. I picked the Bucks, but I think the Washington Commanders have a better chance than most people give them credit for
I
winning that
agree.
game. It was a close one. Now it's
Mm.
because of the defense of Washington.
Exactly.
Dan
Jason White, that is exactly it. He said, I haven't bought cowboy gear in a while, but I haven't stopped wearing it either.
Correct.
Fans do not have to change. The Joneses do.
Right. And that's my point. Is like, why do we want to buy more jerseys that are going to be interchangeable in a year or two? These guys are going to come and go. Like let's get the ones that won the trophies. And I got the rings. I got a bunch of Emmitt Smiths. I got a bunch of Irvins. I got a bunch of Aikmans. I got Staubach. I got Tony Dorsett. Those are rings right there. I got a lot of the classics. So, those are the ones that you can never, no matter what happens, they're always Cowboys for life, and that's never changed. Now, and again, Dak or Zeke or CeeDee Lamb, I mean, great players and, helped us a lot, but they will come and go. Eventually be gone. If they don't have rings, it just don't mean a thing. The same thing as the Romo jersey. I mean, the Dez Bryant jersey, the Witten jersey. There's some greatness there, but there's something missing. It's not like we're in this one. This one. E. Smith. That's the one.
Oh my goodness. So
Favorite
Talk
player
to
of all
Sully
time.
said, I picked both LA teams to lose because of the distraction of the LA fires.
That's not a bad mindset.
I did laugh a little bit at that, I'm not going to lie. Not
It's not a
because the
bad
fires
mindset.
themselves are funny,
Right,
obviously
yeah.
not, but because of the things that lead us to picking a team to win or not.
The thing about and I didn't bring this up when I did the playoff portion of things, but I should bring up the fact that the Rams game on Monday night, it's in LA, but they had to move it
That's right.
to Arizona. So they're playing that game. It's interesting, Rams and Chargers really, and when they're at home, they don't. And this is a road game for the Chargers,
Yeah.
but they don't have their fans there.
It's not like
fans
there's much
never
of a
there.
home game for them either.
So
Exactly.
they're going to Arizona playing basically both are playing a road game in a way. It's kind of weird, right? It's gonna be hard to have the Rams. I don't see the Rams winning that game against
And
the
you
Vikings.
see, Seabass, this is how I know that you're a little bit closer to maybe my generation, the Mr. MCFs, because I feel the same way. He said, I want that MCF, but for a player that's playing in this time, not them. And all respect to those that came before, all respect to them before, but
of course. I want someone now. That's my point too.
Yeah.
I want that as well, but you don't have that. Right now we have guys that are just whether it's the players,
we
the
have
coaching.
to settle for
The main thing is the ownership. Ownership is the main issue. It's the ownership that's fucking us, and they've been fucking us for years, and they're gonna continue to fuck us. And I mean Jerry and crew. And again, McClay makes a couple bad picks, crew, but he's held to only one thing that he can
and
do.
Jason said that he has the same 22 jersey, but he also has the Dez one in that style.
Dez Bryant,
Mhm.
yeah. Well, I got Dez Bryant one as well.
So Talk to Sully said, I do not get any current player jerseys. Today's player's number one concern, just like Jerry, is business, not winning.
But
Jerry has also, this is the thing though. When you get mad at players for having a business mindset, when Jerry
makes
Jones
it about that.
so clearly has made the Cowboys a business franchise. Not saying other places aren't businesses.
I was going to say other,
but there are other teams that take winning more seriously than we do. That's all. Not saying because they obviously have to take the business side seriously to win.
I agree.
There's a way of doing both.
I agree, and I think that the main thing is what I see when I see the Cowboys doing the Jerry Jones shit that he does, waiting till the last second to sign this guy, waiting to do this to make headlines, waiting to do it at a certain time of the playoffs so we can hear about Jerry Jones's plan to hire or not hire Mike McCarthy. This is what Jerry Jones does. So to them, it's more about headlines than winning. And to me, it's also the fact that other teams, whether they just do it quieter or they don't have that pull for the TV ratings and stuff, and they don't have to go that route. They don't worry. That's one of the things they don't worry about as much, and they just try to win, which is that's
my
a
goodness.
pick by Houston. He's going to go all the way. A pick six.
Yeah,
it is a touchdown for the Houston Texans. And now, what did I say about why did I pick the Texans? What was the reason?
Defense.
And what happened?
That should be the dagger.
Well, far from a dagger, but it's the 2-touchdown game. But now the Chargers are a one-dimensional team for the last quarter of the game. It is 19-6. They're about to kick the extra point, make it 20-6, 2-score, 2-touchdown lead. And again, why? The defense. The defense is the key here. And I know everyone loves Herbert, Justin Herbert. I don't think he's a great quarterback. He overthrew that one. horribly. 15
It
hit
got
his
tipped.
hands.
Yeah.
He should have caught it, but
No, it got tipped on the way out. Yeah.
in the throw. So that's no,
I
it's
don't
not
know.
tipped.
I
15
swear they
tipped it.
showed it on the other angle.
Oh, I don't know.
His arm got hit. So one of those two. The point is something happened
his
during
foot.
the.
I'm going to tell you what happened. His throw was not good for Herbert because you go watch if they show that play again. If you guys can rewind it, you'll see his foot. He did not have himself set. He kind of opened his stance rather than step into the throw. So when he opened his stance, he threw it. He didn't have the oomph, that zip you need, and it kind of floated a little bit, went a little high. It hit the guy's hands, but it was his fingertips, and it's a pick six. The guy's right behind him for the pick, and there you go. I'm going to change the score right now. It's 20-6 Houston Texans, and I'm not a Houston Texan fan.
Now, see,
but I'm just calling this as a football game.
There's plenty of time. I like Harbaugh. He's done well thus far. It's not over. Dr. Sully said, players, owners care about the business, while fans only have winning.
Right, and that's the thing that we have to be realistic as fans. That is NFL in the '80s. When I remember, of course, it was a business, but it wasn't big money. Now it's all about the big money, and because the owners did it that way and the commissioner did it that way, well, of course, the players want their piece of the pie. Can you blame them? So to me, it's all about money.
They are the product.
But everybody that's playing for money or not, it doesn't fucking matter because you got Mahomes playing for money and he's winning Super Bowl and Super Bowl and Super Bowl. So let's stop it's about the money because everyone's playing for the money. Some teams are better than other teams. Still, it's about the same shit in the end. The money and winning. Before it used to be just about winning and, and the owners made the shitloads of money. Now players make more money. It's more of a business and I understand that. I have no problem with that. But if other teams are winning, if other teams are winning championships and they're still paying their players, and it's about the money, then why are we doing that? And it's because Jerry Jones is a fucking piece of shit.
This is kind of funny. See, I said Dak, I don't play for money.
I know. That's
one
corny.
was funny.
Dak is corny for saying that.
Dr. Sully said, will Herbert get ripped as Prescott does? Does Herbert have any playoff wins? Answer, if the Chargers lose, Herbert will also be 0-2.
Exactly. I actually, before the thing, I said he was reminds me a little bit of Dak.
Jason White said, we need a coach that can keep the team focused mentally. Top of the league in penalties is horrible. False starts, personal fouls, and crutch moments. Distractions are real. I mean,
I agree.
I will say that, McCarthy has consistently shown when the team has been good and bad. We still consistently have a serious penalty problem. We are always one of the most penalized teams in the NFL.
That's coaching.
It speaks to
that's from the top,
but it speaks to a deeper kind of culture in Dallas. We just don't take things seriously.
Well, Jerry Jones doesn't, and it trickles down. Shit trickles down.
But yes, McCarthy himself needs to try to buckle down more on the penalties.
Listen, that's
since it looks like he's potentially staying. You know what to say?
You don't know because the fact that Jerry Jones hasn't even talking business yet, and we got 3 days before the decision has to be made. You can almost bet your ass, guys, that we'll probably from our side this upcoming week coming up, even though we're doing a stream now, do maybe a stream or two next week before even the reaction stream if we do one for the playoffs. We'll be 6 playoff games next week as well. So it's just going to be, we'll have to take it step by step, but Tuesday's the deadline. If at that point he can still come back and sign on the 16th or the 20th, but he can sign anywhere he wants too. And he might sign with Chicago. Now we don't have a coach, and our staff is gone. So now, who's going to be left holding the bag? Who's going to be the scapegoat? Maybe that's, Zimmer. Maybe he's desperate for a job as a head coach. Yeah, and he'll take it. But Al Harris is gone now. Others are gone that he liked, that he worked with there. So I don't know. Maybe his way will be letting these guys go. I don't know. But he's here short term. You know who it is, whether it's McCarthy or it's Zimmer. It's going to be a short term deal. And
again, I think whatever coach we bring in, it's very likely that their deal coincides with Dak's in a lot of ways. Yeah.
Dak's longevity will equal their role, their time frame with us as well.
So,
which a couple of years means that's what it means. 3 years.
Steve S said, Guyton is penalty prone. He needs a lot of chiseling.
Yeah, as a rookie,
not a great start.
Yeah,
obviously. But let's be real, our offensive line had a rough year overall. So I foresee, unfortunately, another rough year upcoming, especially because Zach Martin, whether he stays or goes, that's something that needs to be discussed, addressed, however you want to put it. Dr. Sully said, does truth really matter anymore? Mm-hmm. Perception is reality. Yeah. So in a lot of ways, no. Because again, obviously sometimes we'll say certain things here and people still take it however they want. That's, I
Yeah.
guess, their problem.
Yeah.
John Willard, what's up? Saying Houston Texans run the state of Texas. I mean,
Never that.
no.
But you guys are the better team this year. But yeah, the Cowboys run America's team,
Yeah.
not just the state of Texas. They're bigger than that. We're the world's team. So
Oh,
but Texans. Again, I'm the only one in this household that actually picked the Texans, and
to
I just
win,
and I
yeah.
don't to win. And I actually will, if I had to say, well, which team would I rather see win? It's out of enjoyment. I'd rather see the Chargers win. I don't like the Houston Texans, but as I said throughout the streaming before we just saw, I said the Texans defense is why I picked the Texans this game, and you just saw a pick six.
hmm
And I think that Herbert's a bit overrated. That's my opinion. And you just saw, to me, a play where he opened up his stance, overthrew the
Yeah.
pass. It was an easy pick six for Houston. So 20-6 and entering the fourth quarter here. And by the way, it was 6-0, but then 10 points in the second. It was 6-0 in the first quarter by the Chargers, but then 10 points by the Texans in the second quarter. Third quarter, 10 points. They had the ball second half. And now it's 15 minutes here, starting this fourth quarter. Chargers have the ball at the 32, but now, they're 2 touchdown lead by the Texans. First down, though, by the Chargers. Now, here's what I meant by, if we could throw in, definitely talk the Cowboy stuff, but I'm going to be doing a play-by-play for this game, try to do the rest of this game the best I can. With the players, I don't know all these guys. So McConkey's 15. I know he's a younger guy here. Is he related to Phil McConkey?
Maybe.
But my point is,
Mr. Sully, by the way, he said, why would anybody want to go to any pro sporting event? Overpriced tickets, crazy parking, concession stand, then you got to stand in line for the bathroom,
I mean,
and then you don't really get a good view.
To me, watching the game on TV is better than watching them in person. This is my thing. It's more exciting to watch it with there, but a game with a group of people. But watching on TV, you don't miss a beat. And again, watching it like this, like I can tell you what's going on even before the announcers tell you. And we've talked about this,
I know.
where I'm calling these plays out as it's happening, real time. And I do it here for the Cowboys, and I'll do it here in this game. Great catch by McConkey, by the way.
Again, the Chargers are definitely feeling the pressure.
Yeah, again, that's why I said about a one-dimensional team now. The Chargers now become one-dimensional, running with a lot of. They're going to be passing the rest of this game. So the Texans kind of pick, and there's another pick six coming.
God damn.
A pick off the tip,
This time not Herbert's fault, though.
and there you go. It's pick six. If they block this guy, not 27
10 yards short of a
guys.
pick six,
This is the dagger right here. And again, why? The defense.
Well, actually, no.
I know.
Yeah,
But
defense caught it.
it was a
but
mistake. It
that
was a mistake by the
receiver who
Chargers.
fucked up real bad.
Yeah, but the defense is aware constantly aware. So, and that's the thing about a defense; they got to constantly be ball hawking, and that's what they're doing now. There was pressure; there was a blitz there, which caused like the quick. Maybe the timing was a little bit off in the pass, which you'll see it here. It was thrown a little bit outside of his reach there.
I know.
Tipped off. His still should have caught it, but it was because of defensive pressure, because of the defense.
Yeah.
And it creates turnovers. They have a pick six. They have a pick almost six on that one. So, and that's Stingley Jr., another good defensive player they picked up in the first round a couple years ago. So, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, talk to Sully. And again, that's usually how I like to enjoy most of my football Sundays. I kind of just, do other things and wander back and forth, watching certain plays or certain teams, things like that, listening to what's
First
going
down
on.
and goal on the 3, it looks like, or at least maybe 2nd and 1.
Because he
On a
said, I
3.
enjoy watching the game with the volume off, sitting with my laptop and chatting in this room
Hey,
and listening to both of you.
awesome. Thank
So
you
thank
for
you,
joining
Sully.
us. Hey, even if it's only a couple of us, listen, we know the season's over, and we know Cowboy fans, mainly the ones that come here, obviously it's going to be a light stream.
Presentation.
Yeah, but it is what it is. I mean,
Yeah, Zeke's season is definitely over now. Aztec Aguilar 4 said, Chargers falling apart just like they did in the 2022 playoffs. Yeah, just again, more and more comparable to the Cowboys every second here.
Yeah, that's one of the things why I looked at
So
it.
Jason White also said earlier, the O-line played better towards the end. We need 2 stud wide receivers behind 88, not these duds. And we also need to capture the injury bug and spray him with Raid or some hot shot. Man, it's so funny because it's like it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. A year before that, we had like one of the healthiest years ever.
Yeah.
And then it went.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. I mean,
And maybe it was
this
the year,
year-
not
last year,
last
this
year, but
year.
like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
The point is, it was very recent.
What's up? Jet Li 44 in the
What's
house.
up, Jet Li? Much
Azteca
love.
Aguilar in the house said it wasn't a coach problem because it's the same result. I mean, the coach is worse. I mean, I would say that McCarthy's a little better than Garrett, but it's still the puppeteering of the Joneses. So, yeah, I mean, even Belichick would give us the best chance, but he's still going to be puppeted. He's still going to be controlled by the Joneses.
And honestly, this is one of those situations
Again,
where
he's off the table
just
now.
based
North
on what I'm
Carolina.
watching with the Chargers, obviously I'm not a fan. I don't know them in depth, but it does look like more of an execution problem. The plays look well designed. Everything looks really fast, really smart. It looks like you're leaning into some of the better qualities of some of your better players. But you kind of said it. Herbert's not look great today at all. He's had like 2 or 3 really good moments. That's about it.
It's funny. CJ
CJ
Stroud.
Stroud again started off pretty much the same, but then
Yeah, he didn't look
seemed to get
good,
better.
but again, he just got sacked
Well,
now. But
oops.
it was 2nd and 1. Now it's
He must
fucking
have heard me.
third and 10 now. So that actually saves him 3. That's gonna save him 4 points because unless they get a touchdown for this 3rd down and long, it's gonna be another 3 points for Houston. So they save some points here
Anton
on that
Scott,
sack.
what's up? Stick, I know. Oh, hey, but you know what? He wanted to go to a playoff contender,
Hmm.
so I hope
Well,
he's contending with that.
he needs to release now before the end of this game so he can then find another playoff contender every week. He'll go to Houston now for 1 week until they get knocked out.
Yeah,
And
he'll just
jump to
keep
another team.
homie hopping till he gets a ring.
I mean, shit. At this
If
point,
it was that easy.
here we go. 3rd and 9 from the 12. He's running
Ooh,
around,
almost
dumps it
sacked
down.
again.
Horrible pass there. So they're going to kick 3 for 3 here and make it 23-6. Which
I
now
like that one. I mean, other
it's
than the
gonna make it.
touchdown and the one defensive touchdown, that's been it.
Yeah. There's been a lot of defense in this game. The thing I'm going to say is this: is that this 3 points right now. Again, I know people may be like, well, who cares? But this makes it literally goes from a 2-possession game to a 3-possession game, even with 2 touchdowns and 2 2-point conversions. It's 16 points, but they're going to be up 17.
Yep.
So these 3 points are huge. Just a 3-possession game with under 12 minutes by the time they get the ball back, it's demoralizing. Then you need to score 3 times now. There you go, boom.
There it is.
And there you go.
And hey, thank you, Azteca. So by the way, he said, who do you guys have in the Super Bowl this year?
I mean, I want to see the Detroit Lions in like Buffalo or Baltimore. That's what I want to see.
In my heart of hearts, from the teams that are still available, because obviously it would be the Cowboys. I do think the Bills-Lions makes for a very emotionally charged Super Bowl. I think what's realistically going to be, it's going to be Chiefs-Lions. How do the Chiefs do it? How does this happen every time, every year? I'm sitting here flabbergasted. Now, how they're going to do it, but unfortunately, I still think they're going to do it. So, and from that matchup, obviously, I want the Lions to come out victorious, right? But yeah, as of now, I don't see any team that the Lions shouldn't be able to beat the way that they've been playing. But I also don't know what Lions team is going to show up when we see them in the playoffs, because we've seen this before. So,
excuse me.
And again, risky choices have riskier consequences now. So, Campbell, I mean, I swear I saw this earlier today that he's the coach who's gone for it more on 4th down than like basically any modern time coach right now. So, Char Batty, what's up? Hello and hi. Thanks for stopping by. So I think I said the same thing. Lions and Bills or Lions and Ravens?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, hoping for. But obviously, fuck the Eagles. That's the biggest team I don't want to see in there. If the Vikings sneak in, good. I don't mind. The Packers I don't want to see in there. But if they beat the Eagles, then I don't mind them in the next round. If they beat the Eagles, try that Washington. Fuck Washington. I don't want to see them in there. Who else? I don't want to see the Washington Commanders in the conference championship game at all. The Buccaneers, I guess, whatever. But they won't make it that far. So I mean, it's really the Lions or Eagles. And I'm saying, let's come on, Lions. Let's get in. Do not let the Eagles get into the Super Bowl. The worst thing would be like the Chiefs Eagles. But it'd be worse if it was like the Texans sneak into the Super Bowl and then they play the Eagles.
Yeah,
that's a free Super Bowl for the fucking Eagles right there. So, I want. That's why it depends to me. Like, if the Eagles make the Super Bowl, I want to see the Chiefs are the best team, the truly best team against them. So then not let them get that Super Bowl.
So
but if the Lions get in there, I don't mind it being like question mark kind of team.
How about
like
this? Outside of the Chiefs, it seems like the Bills are the only other team I'm seeing anyone in the chat say is a potential AFC contender, to appear in the Super Bowl.
The Ravens, the Chiefs.
Right now, everyone's. I guess the Ravens. True, I think I did say Ravens.
Yeah, Ravens, Bills, Chiefs. Those are the 3.
One of the 3.
Yeah, and now you're getting the Texans kicked out here right now, so that is going to leave you 6 teams. I'm sorry, the Texans are going to make it, so the Chargers are going to get kicked out here. 12 minutes to go in the game. But yeah, if
So
that ends up being the situation, I mean, who else is left for
I
them?
mean,
Pittsburgh and I want them to fuck out
yeah.
tonight.
Meatball Ron said Eagles Chiefs on deck.
Ooh, that would
That
suck.
would be the worst Super Bowl
But
possible.
Debo Ron's an Eagle fan. I know, but he's my boy. He's after dark style there, but yeah, fuck Philly.
Yeah.
Always fuck. He doesn't know my overlays on OBS. I don't think he's never seen them. So let me show him my Eagle hate. Yeah, so he understands.
I thought it was Eagle Love. We're just
Oh
showing
shit!
our
Well,
appreciation
it is
for
love.
the
We
roasted
love
birds.
seeing the tears
Exactly.
of the Eagles and
We really appreciate
cry,
them.
Eagles cry on the road to Missouri. Fuck Philly. I'm just leave it at that. Anyways,
Oh.
right now here,
Yeah,
Herbert
Bills or Lions would be fine
blitz
with me.
sack
Damn.
just like that, big time. Again, why? Because the defense. I mean, I'm not even trusting their
Defense is
offense right
coming out.
now, even their home field advantage for Houston. I don't think either is the deciding factor. It is just one thing only. It's Audrey, is it Aubrey? Audrey, what's the name? The coach. Danico Audrey, he is a fucking defensive mastermind, and he's got the defensive players to do what he needs them done and hold down a team that could have a high flying kind of offense like Herbert. But again, another 2 sacks in a row. I mean,
Oh
Herbert's
my
getting
gosh.
killed out there.
At this point, they're going to end up with the safety.
Jesus Christ. I mean, Herbert's like just wobbling up. He has no place to go. 40 seconds went by since 12-minute portion now. It's
I've
under
seen toilet paper stronger than that O-line.
two fucking. I mean, look at the middle right there, baby. Look at the middle. It's completely like open, but that's where they come from. They missed. Both guys missed and whiffed.
They didn't even miss. They barely even touched him.
That was horrible communication by the offensive line and dominating, just overrunning defense.
Dude, Herbert must have let me not say it.
3rd and 26. This could be a pick six. Let's see what happens. Shotgun, some pressure. He's nervous. He's throwing down the field, throws, catches, breaks a tackle.
Oh my gosh.
He's gone.
Gone?
McConkey's gone, I think.
Gone. Ooh.
Yep, he's
Yep,
gone.
he's gone.
Wow, a touchdown on 3rd and 26
I mean,
from their own 10-yard line. What a fucking
10 minutes, 38 seconds.
got
Every single one of them counts.
It's
Yeah.
a fun game. This is what we wanted to see here. What a play that was.
Hey, there are 2 scores down now.
Wow.
Wait,
I
or
mean,
3.
yeah, no, it's a 10-point game after the extra point.
Okay.
But my point is that it is that's a miracle play right there. He caught it between 3 guys and just pulled away at the end. McConkey, the only guy we're talking about here on their offense, outside of Herbert.
Yeah. And I think I agree. Maybe we're a little biased. But yes, I would really like to see something other than Chiefs Eagles or anything other than any team that's already been there and had a chance. Like at least Bills, Lions, for a fact someone's walking away with a ring that never had one before.
The Vikings, they've been there 4 times. They're 0-4. But
hey,
at least
maybe a Bills Vikings Super Bowl. Maybe that's what's needed. So
whoa! He missed the extra point. Oh man, the kicker got fucking wild. They're going back for 2 points. The Texans are gonna get 2 points out of this. They blocked the extra point. And he just went, oh my!
Can't make this shit up.
Did you just see what happened to the kicker? He got sent to fucking 1963. Holy fucking shit! That's 20. Is that 25-12 now? That's gonna be scoregami. Hell yeah! My
no
goodness.
one else scores, but yeah.
What did I say? 25. Yeah, 25-12.
Yeah, 25-12.
What the fuck is going on? Look at the kicker getting. What a block and his backup.
I think by his own guy getting.
Oh, he got creamed.
He tried to knock the ball down and
Why would he just not catch it? Like, why would he do? That's the dumbest move he could do.
I mean, that's why he's not a receiver.
No, but not even a receiver.
I'm making a joke. He's
not an offensive-minded person. He doesn't know the rules. Like that's a live ball. Knocking it down. He thought it was incomplete if he knocked it down.
The special teams coach for the Texans just celebrated on the sideline like he won the Super. I mean, that was a very intense.
That was a great play right there. My goodness.
Oh,
fucking shit!
Why didn't they just go for the 2-point conversion? You're down points. Forget the extra point.
No,
go for 2.
2-point conversion means nothing. It means nothing. Stop! Come on now. Extra point. It's still a 10-point game. Yeah, the other way, it's what? It's a 9-point game. It means nothing. You still need the field goal.
Yeah. So the thing is that the time to go for it would be what on their next touchdown.
Not at all. Unless you're going for the win. There's no reason to go for it. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't think there's any reason. You kick the extra point, which is solid points. A solid point, it's a
solid points.
Hold on. It should be a solid 1 point. Oh, do we not agree? Or does this happen all the time?
About the fact that it wasn't.
I know it should be a solid point, and it's right now. It'd be literally. I mean, it's 23-13. That's 10 points with like 9 minutes to go. That's a whole new game. It's still in reach, but look at the fucking difference now.
Steakhouse logic is it's the playoffs. You got to go for 2.
Oh, that'd be dumb. You get
Oh,
fired
honestly,
off of that.
let's be real. Both teams have played it extremely conservative when it comes to the play calling. So I'll bring you back to another example. Remember when it was still 6 and I think it was 6-0.
Yeah,
it was 6-0.
They didn't score the
No,
second
sorry,
quarter.
it was 6-7. It was
Okay.
when they were trying to go for it. I don't remember the circumstance. The point is that they're trying to go for it, whatever, and they're in the red zone. But I think they ended up they were about to score. The point is they ended up having to kick the field goal, and they didn't go for it, and it was like a 4th and 5, 6, 7, like it. Maybe you could have gone for it, maybe not. People were like, "Oh, why didn't they go for it? Why didn't he go for it?" I mean, he went for the safe option. He went for the 3 points in front of him in a game that was basically going into the second half, and both teams had barely squeezed out a touchdown.
Yeah, it was for
So
the points.
my point
right.
is that you can see that throughout the game, both teams have made several choices to just be very conservative when it comes to going for it or being aggressive. For right or wrong. Obviously, it's working for the Texans because, again, their defense is playing so lights out. They don't have to be crazy on offense. Now you see what's happening to the Chargers where the pressure is on and they do kind of have to be a little bit more aggressive on offense. But, the special team safety ended up costing them 2 points, which is kind of funny. That's all. Harbaugh scared, said Azteca. Yeah, he's going for the easy points in front of him. I have to be honest. I wouldn't trust this offense very much either. The way that they've been playing, I would have gone for the kick and just taken the points outside of any kind of football logic or strategy right now. You know what I mean? Like, I'll figure out what I have to figure out then later. I want to take the points in front of me. Where you're down too much to not just take the points in front of you. You're
talking about the extra point.
Yeah.
No, that's without question. That's the right move. The bad move is the lack of blocking by the field goal by the special teams group. There have been horrible blocking this entire. I mean, Herbert got sacked twice.
Offensive line can't block.
It was a knuckleball kick.
Special teams was not blocking there.
They're taking it out. Houston takes it out to the 20, 25, 26 yard line.
Houston too. They're still being extremely aggressive. Yeah. Even at this point in the game.
Well, that was a good knuckleball kick there to force them to take it out, and then they only got to 25, so it's actually a good kick there, 26. But look at the score now. What is it? If they score, even a touchdown now would be what, 19? I mean, there's no need for go for 2. You know what I'm saying? To make it a 20-point, it would be 20 to 25, and you're still down 5. This is the thing. 11, the kicker, he needs to catch it and just go down. And that was a mistake. That was a dumb play from him. That's a completely stupid play by the kicker. You gotta know to just that's a 2-point ball right there. Dumps it down there at 87, and again a little dump down by C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, again, Houston just has to not make any stupid mistakes here.
10 minutes and 20 seconds to go.
Meatball Ron even said, "Will the national media keep that same energy about Herbert?" Is the real question. Probably not.
No, but he was wearing the star right here. They'd be the energy be different
immediately.
Yeah. Are they trying to say here that it was a complete great block there, and I think they're trying to go over the rules. I mean, hitting the ball like that is not. I mean, maybe I'm wrong about that, but I mean that's not an incompletion. Dicker the kicker here made a dicker play.
Hairstyle.
It looks like Herbert. It was a first down by the Texans with a run up the middle there. Under 10 minutes to go in the game.
It's like Herbert.
It could be for the season.
Stranger Things together.
It does.
Sorry, I hadn't seen him with his helmet off, so.
Oh, John Luna's enjoying this game right now.
Yeah,
wherever he's at. Texans are kicking some Charger ass. And again, it's funny if you guys look, if you're in the membership, like Tornado, Seabass, and others.
Oh yeah,
you can drop the emojis. I have some anti-Charger and anti Texan emojis there as the wife just dropped. So we're fans of neither. But if you're a hater of one or a fan of one and want to drop it for the other, or have money on the game, I don't know, because that definitely changes things if you have money on the game.
9 minutes and ticking. Houston just ran for like 7 yards and stayed in bounds.
You see what Joe Mixon did? Yeah. Again, not a great guy, but a great play. That's football smarts right there. Harbaugh is yelling at his team as a coach for the Chargers, pissed off. But that was exactly what you said, staying in bounds. Mixon slid and hit that knee before he went out of bounds to make sure that keeps the clock running. He does not want to sit there and go out of bounds and stop the clock. Very smart. That's a whole 40 seconds smart. I mean, at this point,
remember every bit of clock that you
everything.
that matters for Houston.
You know, when I watch a football game, it's like maybe some people see chess or checker. You know, chess when you're watching all the moves in front. Like you got to watch everything that's going on. And everything matters.
I feel like we appreciate smart coaching so
Yes.
much just because,
Yes.
again, we know what it's like
You know-
to not have it, and we also appreciate smart front office management
Yeah,
for
we
the
don't
same
have that.
reasons.
Now, but I'll say this. You know, you brought up earlier. We weren't live, but of course, in the first half, you brought up the way that the Texans ended the half to not attack the
Yeah.
end zone. Well, McCarthy probably would have attacked the end zone. Who knows? Throw that pick, you know,
Yeah.
some stupid play. But I want to go back to before that. There was an instant play. I was surprised Harbaugh made a mistake. There was a point where there was a punting situation, and the Texans ran the clock and took the delay of game to give them room to punt and have a better way of kind of pinning the Chargers back on the punt. But by the way, first down Texans as they
Yeah.
pass midfield, so they're driving. But the point I'm trying to say is they were on the Chargers 40.
Mhm.
It was too far for a field goal, but they wanted to punt. They let the time run out. Try to get them off sides. They couldn't work. They couldn't penalty.
What are you talking about?
Then Harbaugh could have easily just declined the penalty, forced them into a tighter, harder punt again, and it would have probably went in the end zone, got the ball in the 20 or 25 or 20-yard line. But instead, the Chargers took the penalty, gave the Texans what they wanted, and when they punted, they pinned them inside the fucking 7-yard line.
Yeah.
So that there literally cost them about 13 to 15 yards. And those are little things that kill me. Like any team that does that, I'm like, you're leaving like yards on the field. Like every yard matters. Like, what are you doing?
How do you know that those 3 yards aren't
Yeah.
the 3 yards that make the difference between you getting a fourth and whatever
Yeah.
or getting a first down?
It can make the difference of a field goal. It can make a difference of everything, a touchdown. And the thing is like, you know, I think about the Cowboy miseries the last 29 years, but 10 years ago today, maybe 10 years ago today,
Yeah.
the catch.
Des caught it.
The Des catch, yes, happened. So
I never forget. I feel like that really
I
was
saw
a radicalizing moment for a lot of newer Cowboy fans in
yeah.
my generation because I don't think I had ever been so upset at something, and that was
all
a
the
big moment in
miseries-
my early fandom.
all the
so-
miseries in Cowboy, you know, the Cowboy years outside of the Super Bowl, the 5 Super Bowls, the 3 in a row in the 90s, which was great. But we had some, you know, after the Super Bowls in the 70s with Staubach, Danny White took over, and you know he's great, very good. But you know we got to the conference championships and could never get to the Super Bowl. We got the catch done on us with Dwight Clark,
Yeah.
and then. And I remember that as a little kid, but it wasn't as hard. I mean, I was a Cowboy fan, but I didn't know the fandom wasn't deep yet, you know. But the thing is, some horrible years for the Cowboys, a couple, you know, 3 out of 4 years Super Bowls. But then when you start, you know, seeing the other miseries like the Romo against the Seattle Seahawks, you weren't there yet.
Mhm.
Kicked the field goal, and we would have went to the next round of the playoffs, played the Bears. Instead, Seattle won because, you know, Romo couldn't hold a freaking snap for a 3-yard kick. That's a playoff game. 20 seconds in the game made Parcells retire. Like that's how painful that was.
Yeah.
And you look at other stuff going on, you know, between that, whether it's the cat or the Dez,
Mhm.
he caught it situation, or the tippy toes there by Aaron Rodgers pass, you know, against the first seed Cowboys and
Yeah.
Dak Prescott and killing us on the last second field goal. You know, there's so many different. You know, the Turpin run against the Niners, he could have ran if he had
So
took the
many
outside route.
opportunities.
Instead of the inside he ran into the Niner guy rather than going the outside. Was a touchdown on a kickoff, and we tied the game. Just shit like that. Those are the little things that change the culture of a franchise.
Yeah.
The mindset of losing is in there, but if those things that went our way, even if we may not have won a Super Bowl those years, it would have been a more positive culture, winning, positive kind of going. I think we would have had a chance
Yeah.
and win a Super Bowl.
Easier to settle for barely above average when that seems to be like the ceiling, right? But when you realize that there's more to it than that, when you taste what victory is like, and as you continue to move higher and higher through the brackets, closer to that goal that everybody wants to reach, I mean, it's like what I imagine being on the show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire feels like as you move up and up. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, that prize is right there. It's like you can almost smell it, you can almost taste it. You're just so close. And every step you get closer, you start to feel it more and more. And that's a feeling that you can't, that's literally a feeling money can't buy.
Yeah.
Because you can't pay for it. You have to earn it. So real quick, Talk to Sully has a great comment too. And I agree with that stakeout, by the way. A little too late for Harbaugh to be mad at the sidelines. But Dr. Sully said Danny White got to 3 straight NFC conference games.
Yep.
At the same time, the San Diego's Dan Fouts got to 3 straight AFC conference games, and both lost all 3 of them.
Yep. So the Chargers never made it to the playoffs in those days. So yeah, Danny White was better than people give him credit for. He was a punter,
Oh, yeah.
quarterback. He was the backup to Staubach, and he would punt for the Cowboys. Before he was the starting quarterback. Yeah, he was the backup quarterback and punter for the Cowboys, which is crazy. But that is what he was a very good, smart quarterback, and I watched him play live at least 4 years in Giant Stadium against guys like Lawrence Taylor and Harry Carson. Those guys, I remember those games I watched as a little kid, cheering on the Cowboys around surrounded by all the Giant fans. But it's just Danny White was a good quarterback. He had Tony Dorsett, and he had a good Drew Pearson.
Okay. So why didn't they ever make it all the way? Like, what was it that happened each time?
I mean, that catch was a killer. I mean, they I know that we got blown out against, I think, the Eagles, that they went to the Super Bowl and lost against the Raiders.
They lost.
The Buccaneers, I think, beat us as well, and they lost their Super Bowl. But the thing is, the Cowboys, the big one was the catch. The Cowboys had that, and then on that play later on that last drive, Danny White connected with Drew Pearson on a beautiful pass with like 20 seconds left, and they grabbed him by the horse collar basically, and he got him barely. Should be called the tackle, because if it wasn't for that, the Cowboys get another miracle win, and that's Cowboys in the Super Bowl, winning another Super Bowl. Now we have 6.
Obviously, it went the other way.
Yeah. So
by the way, 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
A first down on 4th and 1 for Stroud on a quarterback sneak. They're not tush push, but a regular old school quarterback sneak. First down for the Texans, and look, this game is just about over, which means the stream's just about over. Nobody even hit the goal, it looks like, so, it is what it is, I guess. But we will have the raffle right after this.
Yep.
We have our jersey raffle. Probably the last one.
Can't wait to see who wins.
Last one for the season, at least.
True,
Free play there. Ooh, Mixon with a nice stiff arm. And a first down, staying in bounds again. See that?
I mean,
twice in a row. He might be smart off the field, but he's smart on the field.
And what's almost better than smart coaching? Smart players, players who know the game. Like, when they had, I don't remember if it was in this game, a different game that we've been watching these last week or so. But there was a special teams play. I think it was today. Same thing that happened in our game, except the coaches on the sideline were actually yelling, "Don't touch the ball! Don't touch the ball! Don't touch the ball!" And
right, it was the block punt by the Texans, and it just bounced 30 yards the other way. It bounced. Actually, it was a good play for it.
It ended up working out for the Chargers, but it's still just the fact that the coaches knew enough and the players knew enough.
Because of the Cowboy dumb mistake, everyone now knows how to do that. At least for the next couple of years, at least for this year, people are like, okay, don't be like the Cowboys. It's kind of like what happened to Leon Lett.
Oh man, that Chargers fan is in misery. Dr. Sully said the catch hurt. I cried then, not at the catch. Brissett fumbled at the 50.
Was that how it ended? I thought Staubach got sacked. Or not, I thought Danny White got sacked, but yeah. But there was a play where we got to the 50, which is where Drew Pearson, had that was tackled by the horse collar basically. There was no safety back there. It was a great pass by Danny White between 3 Niners, and they caught him at right the last second. I think they really went out of bounds right there. I don't think he did.
I think that's just like him in the air. Yeah. I think it would be this angle. We still can't see it.
Miko Ryan.
Man, they're really pushing that. So, by the way, Dorsett fumbled, said Talk to Sully. Yeah. But before that, he said, question, if there's a rule that you want changed, because I want that damn tush push banned.
I wish, but they reviewed it and they let it stay. Well, he wants time to run. They call him out of bounds. 4:01 to go in the game. Again, we would have been down to 3 minutes and 20 seconds, but that out of bounds. Again, unless his foot hit.
Yeah, I guess his foot does look like it's down.
I can't tell if it's in the ground or not. It looks like it is, and it looks like it is in the hit the white. Turf. So before he went down, so he did hit that foot out of bounds. They called him. Here you just run the ball and run some clock. You got the game. You should not lose this game if you're a Texans.
Hold on to the ball.
3 plays, make him use the timeouts. They may do that now.
The Chargers are trying to save it for when they get the ball.
No, I think they call it now.
True.
Because you want to save as much time is more important right now than if they get 3 points. But you got to stop them. That's the key here. If they use all 3 timeouts on 3rd down, the Texans get a first. game is over.
Mm.
It's a set done deal. Hook,
But
line,
as
and
far as the
sinker.
rules, I mean, I definitely am not a fan of the tush push. Man, don't hate me for this. I'm not sure how much I like the new kickoff rules.
Really? I like it. At least it's giving it's giving us chances to get bigger plays. It's not going to be for the safety and merging safety and some importance added to it because it was much worse before this.
I agree.
I think it's better than
just, like
nothing.
I said, I don't know what
It could be
the
better.
answer is yet. That's what I'm saying. Maybe I just want it tweaked. So you're right. Maybe I don't want it completely removed.
This is better than what it was before. This was horrible before. This was the
Yeah,
worst.
I mean, I feel like other than that, less removing of rules and more just, I wish that they would let more incidental contact go a little bit. You know, I think that there's just a lot of times where guys either accidentally run into the quarterback or accidentally hits the receiver. I understand why they're called. I'm just saying that I wish more incidental stuff was kind of let go just because, and only because I'm a fan of just kind of letting teams play. I feel like intentionality at the same time is something like, how are you supposed to know what someone was trying to do? So I don't know.
I like his suggestion. Like the coaches to be able to challenge one of the refs' penalties, like challenge flag one of the refs'
I
penalties.
know. The problem is that when you start, and I'm sure
Challenging the authorities, then
I was going to say they need to keep the authority of the refs as intact as possible. And anybody other than themselves kind of questioning them is, you know, not allowed. You can't do that because then you start having them question the validity of everything else. It's
right
like,
now
okay.
everything is up for
So I
discussion.
also imagine that there might be more insidious reasons for this. Let me know what you think. But, you know, if you have a coach who maybe gets approached to throw a game or throw a flag or do something, like, I don't know, I'm just saying, like, you never know. I feel like with the players, you know, that's a concern with players. Why not with coaches? Why would you want to have coaches impacting any kind of decision when it comes to officiating staff? You know, it's kind of like people saying that I have the right to, you know, repeal the Supreme Court's decision almost. Not saying the refs of the Supreme Court, just saying that it's one thing if it was it's one thing if you're
look at 3rd and 9. He almost got the first there. That would end the game there. They called him short. It's going to be 4th and half a yard. It's not a first. He just kicked the ball, number 29. That would be that could be a penalty on 29 for the Chargers for kicking the ball. And that would be called, delay a game.
Yeah, like challenging a ruling on the. Oh, sorry.
Did they call timeout? Yeah, he touched him. He's short.
It was contact.
He's short by a yard and a half. I mean, a yard or half a yard. I'm sorry. Go ahead, baby. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
So no, it's okay. It's just like questioning.
4 minutes and 3 minutes and 47 seconds left.
Questioning a call is one thing because that to me is almost like a judge issued a ruling and you're appealing the ruling up to the Supreme Court. Like, fine, challenge the ruling, okay, fine. But when the Supreme Court, like, you know, when the highest law of the land lays down their ruling, there's no like challenging that. Yeah. So that was all. So, and yeah, Talk to Sully said, amen, Mrs. When I'm on the field, if I have to question, think about it, I keep my flag in my pocket. And that's how I would prefer it for the most part. That's all.
Now, huge play here, 4th and 1. Texans want to get this first down and end this would end the game. If they get the first down, I mean, see the field goal, it's a full yard. They need a yard. They're running. He got it. And more. That's a touchdown.
That is a touchdown.
Touchdown, I think.
That's a touchdown.
Very close, or at least on the 1 yard line.
Yep, they called it a touchdown.
And that will end this game. No matter what, it's over. But it's
that's one way for hey, enjoy it, Houston, while you can. You know.
That's
it's
the dagger.
the first
that's
step.
The official dagger.
But yeah, if you're a Chargers fan, not that you couldn't pack up earlier, but kind of pack it up.
Yeah.
Oh. So, and Talk to Sully, like I said, I feel like a play is more subjective just because, again, you know, usually that, you know, it's like, again, lots of things happen that can make a play more subjective. But when it comes to a flag, it's almost one of those things where, again, I understand that even if the ref gets the call wrong, to challenge the ref's authority in that specific arena starts to call into question the validity of any other results. And then you start having people question, well, how can you legitimately say anybody won a game if certain flags shouldn't have been counted. It should have been overturned, and then that would have impacted the whole game. So I feel like that's a little bit different than a play where, again, depending on where you're at on the field, you saw it differently, depending on other things. Like usually a flag, like even if you review it and stuff, like maybe 8 out of 10 times the flag stands. 2 out of 10 times, like maybe it should have gone another way or whatever. But again, football already has been slowed down so much. Do you want to spend 10 minutes reviewing every fucking play to see if there's a flag? No. Like, let them play.
Great.
So, all sports are subjective, from the strike zone, basketball fouls, or football calls.
That's
Exactly.
true.
So, when you have things that are already so subjective, we can't start, again, questioning the few rules and, like, pillars that I think that uphold the validity of the sport still. For better or for worse. I still think there's changes and improvements that can be made on the refereeing side. But I do think that's separate from should coaches be able to challenge a flag. I think that what they should be able to do is still challenge a play even if a penalty has been called.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
I think should be maybe allowed, right?
Yeah.
But you know,
I mean-
maybe, and then the refs could maybe have the chance to change their mind on the flag or something. But other than that, no.
I think it's a good thing they have that New York kind of like headquarters where they can like challenge something or fix something, overrule the refs if they have to,
I agree.
based on the eye in the sky. Look, Mixon's having some fun with the Nickelodeon because this is
Uh,
also being broadcast on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, with the slime.
Yeah, Nickelodeon, and I think what's CBS's thing? They're Paramount.
Yeah.
So yeah, so they're broadcasting this on like 3 different networks on top of CBS, of course.
Yeah,
The two of
Michelle.
them.
At least Zeke's gonna be home just like
Yep,
the Cowboys. So
yep.
hey, he wanted his playoff chance. He got it.
He got one playoff game with no carries. I don't even know if he played. 1st and 10.
I don't even know if he was active.
Yeah, I don't know either. Herbert throws a 9.5-yard pass. As the time is ticking away here, and in the season for the Chargers is going to end.
That's like I said, Harbaugh's going back to college football.
He may.
Hmm.
Shotgun here, 321. Oh, wide open.
Oh
He
my gosh.
drops it. That was on the receiver number
Yeah.
1 who just fucked that up. But the Texans. So remember, guys, there's gonna be actually 4 games next week, not 6. I made a mistake. It's only 6 this week. Be 3 winners on each side, and then it's gonna be the lowest seed will play
Number 1 seed, right?
the number 1 seed. Which again, right now,
Let's see, Houston won't play the Chiefs.
Houston will probably end up getting the Chiefs. Depends what happens if there's an upset. But the Houston Texans will probably get to be at Kansas City. While on the NFC, just we got to see what happens. But if let's say the Packers upset the Eagles, it's a done deal. The Packers are going to be going to Detroit.
Yeah, tornado. Not the whole Texans team, but their defense is absolutely scary.
Fantastic. And their coaching is that's a hold right there by the Chargers.
Not to stop, but let's be real. That's a postseason defense. That's the type of defense that keeps you continuously showing up in the postseason.
Yeah, yeah. And they're solid, very good defense, solid defense, and that's the reason why I thought they would, be able to pull this game out.
Making some tacos ready for game number 2. He said, "Go Ravens," because my brother is a Schittsburg Squealer fan. I have a lot of Steeler friends, so as much as I love them and respect their team, I also want to see the Ravens hopefully take the win here.
Oh yeah,
at least in this.
I just dropped a little.
I think I picked the Ravens too.
I dropped a little Schittsburg for you guys.
Thank you.
And if you're
Always fun.
He's going for the touchdown. A pick by 24. Is that Stingley again?
I mean,
Yeah,
I would say good job staying in bounds.
Stingley,
No.
yeah. Well, that
Not
doesn't,
that it
that
matters,
doesn't
it's true.
matter. That part doesn't matter because it's change of possession and stops the clock.
Yeah.
Just for those that's
I know.
all
I forgot for a second.
But there it is. This Schittsburg. You got a little taste of that. Stingley. It was almost like he was playing receiver there. What a great catch! He stole it out the sky there. It was like a catch, like he's playing offense. Reminds me of Trayvon Diggs when he broke the record. It's funny how he kind of walked it a little bit there, like he was going to just take a knee and then trying to get extra, like he got extra 5-10 yards. But Harbaugh, I think, was a little bit outcoached here, and also the defense was much better than their offense. So that's going to make it a wrap here.
Now, Talk to Sully said, "Yeah, if you want, let's go ahead and get the raffle ready to go here." Talk to Sully said, "I can see Will McClay leaving and tired of Jerry Jones. I see it as the opposite. He's very comfortable. Think of it this way. He's getting paid a good amount of money to do his job. do what he likes. He gets to just do his job and chill. He gets no heat. He gets no repercussions. No one other than the Joneses. No one's up his ass and around the corner. And he's been there long enough that he's, I don't want to say used to it, but he certainly knows what they're like. Anyone who's been there, I would say longer than 10 plus years, basically consider them as, like, don't take this the wrong way. They sold out. Like, they know what this organization is about.
Yeah.
There's no way you spend that much time with the Joneses and
Don't know
not
what's
come to
going
that
on.
conclusion.
Yeah.
And if you do, then you're just like really freaking dumb. And I guess you deserve to be there for a very long time. But yeah, he's just happy. He's collecting his paycheck. He gets to go home. He gets to chill. He gets no blame. He gets all the credit when things go good, none of the blame when things go bad. And every once in a while he, comes out with a freaking A+++ draft that knocks it out of the park, and the rest of the time the Joneses get to tell him what to look for.
So I was thinking of saying, when you look at the coach, the quarterbacking side of things, you're seeing Herbert overpaid. I mean, 4 interceptions.
I don't think he's going to get the
Seabass
same
said that.
heat that Dak will
Exactly.
get, because at the end of the day, what team is Justin Herbert on? Not the
Chargers,
Cowboys.
Yeah.
So
In charge of a playoff team, though, and they had better players than the Cowboys, you could say.
But they're still the Chargers. You kind of said it. Even their home games don't have many Charger fans. So, and yeah, the last 2 seasons, our draft has not been great. Talk to Sully. That's why I said that, McClay does not get much of the blame. I know a big chunk of that is because the Joneses are the ones telling him, hey, this is what we want. Go find it for us. He's like, you sure? He's like, yep. So he does what he's told by his boss.
No choice.
He presents the Cowboys with options. At the end of the day, he's not the one making the ultimate selection. The one that I will still hold him responsible for, and I know you hate for me to say this, Taco Charlton. I still think Taco was much more McClay's idea than anybody wants to admit.
We'll agree to disagree.
We'll agree to disagree.
I'm pretty sure it was a Marinelli push.
Uh-huh.
But anyways, I do want to make sure we do our raffle here, as this game is basically over. Just 2-minute warning, and it's over.
Yeah.
The Texans are running the clock out, but let's take us off, and you can see the people in the running here for this goal.
That's right. So you have John Luna, the lunatic, and of course all the little asterisks there. Those are the ones from the goals, right?
The ones that say goal.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, the extra ones for John Luna. That's the ones because he won the sponsor of the week.
Yeah. So you see all the names there.
So star memberships for John Luna and the Lunatic.
And then John Luna's 3. There were 3 winners in December, and those were all John Luna. Then Unknown Ninja, Cassie Stewart, James Herr, and Redman R all were the ones that won from the
goal raffle.
When we hit the goal, those people that participated in that like today we didn't hit the goal, so even if someone had dropped them there, it'd be, it would not be, you would not be added to the raffle. But everybody else that you see here, and most of it goes of John Luna. So big shout out to him for giving. I think all of these actually. I think James Herr may have jumped in there one, but basically all of these are from John Luna to those. When it comes to the goal raffle.
Yes,
winners.
it is. So huge shout out to everybody here on this board, and baby, let's see who the lucky winner is.
Yeah, this is going to be for a sewn and stitched jersey. It could be a lot of different sports, a lot of different teams. So let's see what happens. Good luck to all.
Dun, 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 dun.
Unknown Ninja.
Ninja, congrats to you.
We know who that is. That's Mr.
Yes, it is. I'll make sure to hit you up. Congrats to you for winning the jersey there.
Yes, thank you, sir. Big shout outs to Mr.
The resident ninja here on the MCF side of things, formerly known as No Dak.
Yes, he's OG. So big shout out to him, and you can see went from the goal.
Yeah.
See that was somebody who was lucky enough to get a gifted goal entry
Thank you again to
from
Mr. John Luna for sharing the love there and making that happen.
And again, that technically would have been John Luna, right? So big shout out to Unknown Ninja. Congrats to him. And we'll reach out to him. I don't know if he's in the chat. I don't think he's in the chat right now, but he's the big winner of the raffle for the month of December. So big shout outs there. Big, huge shout outs.
Thank you so much again. And let's do the final kind of little shout outs here in the chat. Obviously, The clock is ticking here. Texans are about
Yeah,
to wrap it up.
they're taking a knee here.
Michelle Castilleja said, when in the playoffs, you need a great defense and a run game. Hey, that'll take you much farther
Yeah.
than more people want to give it credit for.
And not only that, if you want to bank it on getting outscoring your opponent because you have a great offense, the problem with that is that in the weather or situations like that, where you're going to need the defense to step up and the run game to step up, you're not going to have it or be ready for it.
So, and talk to Sully. Yeah, congrats to Mr. Ninja. Again, I'm really glad he actually won it because I believe that's the first time he's won it.
Well, I think he'd done it. I think he's won it back in the old days when he first started it, memberships or something like that, or maybe one of the raffles from the Lunatic.
No, I think he won a different thing, but I don't know if he's ever actually won the Jersey raffle.
Okay,
so
well,
that's why I said
I thought he had it once that we got it. I thought he got because I remember the sizing situation. I think there was once he
But
won
actually, you might be right.
Yeah, so I think
so.
we did
We'll
it.
make sure to hit you up again there.
Yes.
And True Cowboy said, "What's up, MCF?" Well, McClay's not going anywhere. He's our GM, kind of
Exactly.
softer.
He is our GM.
Exactly. He's very comfortable.
And you got to remember, he is buffered by not being called the GM.
Yep.
So he actually gets an advantage there. If there's anything bad or good, he's always in the background, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, there you go. Dave Brown said at least one Harbaugh should win tonight. We're hoping that the Baltimore Ravens beat the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Hey, you know that he's going to hold that over his head at the family dinner table for sure. Jason White said Dak never threw 4 interceptions in a playoff game.
Oh.
He's thrown 2 and had penalties that kept us from winning.
Yeah.
Dang.
That's a poor coaching. It's when it's Kellen Moore, McCarthy, whoever.
Yeah. So Aztec Aguilera, of course, said that was Rod Marinelli. So again,
thank you. Yes, I'm with you on
like
that.
I said, we'll agree to disagree.
Who said that, by the way?
Azteca. So, Seat Bass, much love to you. Of course, Tornado saying Texans are a scary team. Jesus. Oh, rolling back. T Green, take it easy. Meatball Ron. Yeah, they will not have the same energy for Herbert as they did for Dak. Let's be real. Antoine Scott, again, excited for your Bills. They have another shot at the big chance. Car Batty, what's up? Thank you for stopping by and saying hi. Double R, hell yeah. True diehard Cowboy fans, you know it. Win, lose, or draw.
Yeah, I mean, look at this whole stream. I know we talked about of course, we have the playoff game going on. It's a final. Of course, congrats to the Texans, but it's really about our Cowboys. That's why you see that Cowboy chat, because we're talking about our Cowboys. We're discussing the really only important news. I don't care about, mock draft bullshit or which free agent we can pick up. It's all just pipe dreams until we find out who the coach, what the situation is going to be going forward. That's the only thing that matters. That's all we're going to talk about. That's why there ain't much to talk about other than Jerry Jones trying to make a spectacle of the situation and, pick these playoff games to try to say, we're talking, but we're not talking, but we're talking about football, but not about the business part. It's just all bullshit. So we're not going to, overhype it or over discuss it for no reason and waste your time. Other places will do that. I understand it's cool to kind of discuss all the different options, but honestly, guys, I mean, it's just I've been through it too much with these Cowboy, front office bullshit shenanigans.
Hopefully, the next time we go live, we at least know whether McCarthy's staying or going.
That's the thing, next time we go live, it's probably not going to be before Tuesday. I mean, it could be tomorrow if there's maybe an opportunity to go live, but if we don't. Tuesday, that's it. If we don't have a decision with McCarthy, he could be a coach for the Bears or somebody else. He'll start interviewing, and we'll start losing our staff, whoever is on the staff that might just skedaddle to another team, whether it's, Zimmer, which is an option, I think, as a head coach, possibly, for short term. But, it could be the Al Harrises and stuff that are also going to be gone after January 14th, which is not just McCarthy. It's also all these other guys that are kind of some young, good coaches that could go anywhere they want. So a lot of things to look forward to going towards or looking, being scared about going forward to this, January 14th end date here as far as contracts are concerned. And some of these guys will be offered contracts by the Cowboys. Some are not, but it all depends on the head coach and who's there. If McCarthy's there, we'll see what kind of changes are made by the other staff. And if it's not McCarthy, what's going to happen with our current guys? Are they all gone? They're not going to get new contracts? Or will one of the new coaching decision be made? Will it be made in time for guys to stay that are the good coaches? Or are they just all going to be gone? See. A lot of things to figure out. Nothing to do with free agency and nothing to do with mock drafts and shit like that. It's all about who's going to be the coach and what's going to happen. What kind of mindset are we going to go forward with offensive and defensive installations, which are really the next things before we even get to free agency, and decisions made in that sense. Yeah. So Anyways, I've babbled enough, guys. What's up, Dustin Roberts? Antoine, good luck for your Bills. Dave Brown in the house here. His Bengals are on the couch with us, although he's still got a little vested interest there with Lamar Jackson. And yes, hopefully they win today and beat the fucking Pittsburgh Squealers. Good night, everybody. Have a good evening, afternoon, and night, wherever you are. And again, as far as myself and Mr. MCF is concerned, After Dark may be a thing happening, and maybe uh, a morning stream or something. We'll see. But either way, I do plan on doing a little something today. Hey, Dave, think of some E names. It's really hard to find some E groups, with names capital E groups or artists. I guess Eric Clapton down and EPMD and
Easy.
Eric B and Rakim Easy E. There's some good ones. There's some good hip hop ones. I'm trying to think of some for Dave, but I know he knows he got a whole bunch of his own music. So hey, we might have some fun with that tonight and have a couple hours stream for that. So hey, keep on the lookout for that. If you're on the After Dark channels, check it out. But here on My Cowboys Family, season's been over. We wanted to stop in. I know we got family coming in here, literally 8 o'clock, so it's time to get off for here. But thank you guys, and we will keep this going for another week to see who wins the top spot. Aussie is in first place, but nobody else is anywhere near any of the top spots. All the spots are open when it comes to Cash App
Yeah.
and gifting memberships. So big shout outs to everybody who's helped and done their thing. The last week, which has been the man John Luna for 6 in a row as the gifting championship, and of course 6 in a row for the sponsor of the week. Huge shout out to John Luna, 63 points on the stream boss. Damn, he's been running things, and he's a Houston Texan fan. You know what? Congrats. Because the Houston Texans also got a big win here. So big shout out to John Luna, and big shout out to Skeptical fan, who's a big time Cowboy fan, but always gotta stay skeptical. You know how it goes. So shout out to Mr. King of the Cash App, Skeptical fan. Thank you. I'll get nobody in there, of course, right now as the lead. So on that note, guys, we're gonna rock out of here. Thank you all. Yeah, F the Eagles and F the Steelers. In fact, F Pennsylvania, baby. I'm sorry,
Yeah, it's okay.
but yeah,
Down, trust me, down with the PA teams.
yeah, yeah. We're gonna again. Oh, it's funny, guys. Again, the next two games still like tonight and tomorrow at 1 o'clock. It's all AFC. NFC starts with Philadelphia tomorrow at 4 p.m. So 4:30. So it'll be 4 p.m. and then two night games, one on Sunday and one on Monday to finish up the NFC playoff wild card round. So on that note, guys, see you guys shortly. Yeah, no, early morning stream there maybe, but Eastern Standard Time. And there he goes. I see he's got some names: ELO, Head East, 5 Man. He's got a whole bunch in there. Oh, Ripolito, another Texans fan, checking in here. Much love and congrats to you, bro. And I know him, Casey Jones. Who else did I say? I know East Side, somewhere wherever he is, and you know others like the man John Luna who reps this channel. Texans fans, even though I don't like them, I wanted the Chargers to win, but I picked the Texans out of common sense that their defense is just stronger
Yeah.
and will win the game, and it's exactly what happened. So we'll see what happens in the night game. Hopefully the Ravens win tonight, and tomorrow will be the Bills, in my opinion. I hope the Eagles lose, but I think they'll win over the Packers. You of course got the what is it? I know Monday night you got Vikings and which I think will beat the Rams in Arizona because they can't play in LA because of the fires. And I hope everyone who's out there is safe and stays safe and can get through that. And then there's of course Sunday night's game, which is the Washington Commanders, and fuck them against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So we'll see. Bucks might squeak that one out. That's my 2 cents, guys. Take care. We'll see you all soon again. There's Casey. Congrats to you. At least this year, you guys are better than us, but we're still America's team. In fact, we're the world's team. Remember that. Never forget that, Casey. Never forget that. Hey, here's Eddie Pulido. With I think the only drop of the night there.
Thank you so much, Eddie. Appreciate you. You know what he said with his $5 holler?
He said they did it.
Yeah, you did it.
Yeah.
We did
Your
nothing.
guys did it. Yes, your Texans were able to get your victory, get you in the second round. I think end up getting a date with the Chiefs here, probably, which will probably happen. You guys probably being the last seed. I think the Bills and Ravens win, so you guys would be the lowest seed would play the Mahomes there, and it'd be a close game. But and you guys have a good defense, but I think Mahomes and Reed and the Chiefs seem to always pull it out, right? So
Yeah.
either way, though, I think those hit as What is that? Is it one there? Yeah, it does hit. I
Yeah,
guess technically it's
technically.
cool. You know.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Eddie.
Yeah, thank you, Eddie, and congrats to your Texans for winning their playoff game there. Something that I wish our Cowboys could do a little more often. Cheers to you guys. Congrats. He true cowboy in the house. Yes, peace and love. Thank you. Yeah, we get the 12th pick in the draft, so it's time to look. We look to next season. You know what I mean? Yeah, Dave Brown screaming out KC there. Eddie Polito. A lot of Texas fans. Congrats to them. And we'll talk more on a late night, early morning MCF after dark when we go live and maybe get some. There's the E Street Band too, isn't there? Dave Brown with Bruce Springsteen. So a lot of E bands and groups and singers. Eric Clapton, EPMD, Easy, and many others. I will do tonight on After Dark for those that have insomnia or have overnight jobs that want to chill over there with us. And again, we don't advertise it. You've got to kind of find that on your own. It's MCF After Dark. And it's specifically After Dark 2, actually, right now that we're rolling. So see you all then. Thank you all for hanging in here and stopping in and having a couple words, even if it's I know you guys, a lot of Texan fans came in at the end here, but you guys got your victory and congrats to the Texans on the first game of the 2025 playoffs. Officially a win for the Texans as they go to the next round. So on that note, no, we'll do that for the After Dark. Don't worry, Meeple on. Baby, why do we do this shit every single day and night here? It used to be every single day and night for like 7 years. Why do we do this all the time for our Dallas Cowboys here at
That
MCF?
navy blue,
You know it.
that silver too,
Hell yeah.
and that star over everything.
Ever. Win, lose, or draw for our Cowboys. I know it's the offseason and we lost. But win, lose, or draw, good, bad, or ugly, here on this channel, we always rep that star over everything. And here in My Cowboys Family for over 7.5 years, over 8 seasons, entering our 8th year here shortly on YouTube. Never forget the number one thing here, now, and forever. As always, go Cowboys. And now in 2025-26 season, let's try to get that 6 and beyond. Thank you guys for hanging in here with us for this game and beyond. And we'll talk to all you guys on the After Dark sessions, MCF After Dark. And of course, when the Cowboys decide who the fuck are they going to choose as their head coach. I predict it'll be McCarthy or Zimmer, I guess, if they go another route. It'll be all short-term stuff, and it'll be with McCarthy getting a little more control, maybe, which is a good thing. But also Jerry Jones saying, you'll be here for a 2-year deal or something instead of a 4-year, 5-year top-of-the-notch deal. So we'll see what happens. Either way, that's the big news in Dallas that's coming next, and that's what we're tracking here on My Cowboys Family. Thank you all again for doing your thing with us here in the chat, dropping your knowledge. Of course, thank you all for dropping the love from above, specifically the man, Eddie Pulido, for being the guy that did it today. And we'll update that board for the next stream that we have here. So big shout outs to you guys and congrats to the Houston Texan fans. Still, it's always go Cowboys. So maybe on that note, before we can clock out and drop out for the night, relock and reload for new streams, new street. Whether it's tomorrow or for a new week. Sometimes on Tuesday, find out about what happens to McCarthy. What do we have to do before we drop out of here for the evening?
We gotta drop the beat.
Oh yeah, that beat's been dropped. It's a wrap here, guys. Hope you enjoyed the hour and a half, hour 45-minute little stream here. We had a little extra time as family dictates. We'll be able to do a stream or two throughout these playoffs. So keep it tuned in here. Appreciate you all. We'll see you soon. And you could be anywhere right now. Right now, you're chilling here with us, right here. Talk about the playoffs and our Cowboys on MCF. But it's always about that navy blue, silver too, and that star over everything. Here at My Cowboys Family, never forget the number one thing here, now, and forever. It's you guys that make it run. So thank you. Hit that like, hit subscribe, hit that notification bell to all videos. See you back here when we hear more about McCarthy and what's going down with the head coach's position from the Dallas Cowboys. Guys, you can follow us on Twitter, X, whatever, all social media at My Cowboys Family. Discord, link is in the description down below. Stay safe, much love. We'll see the rest of you guys on the After Dark sessions. And as always, never forget, Cowboys.
Monk on the beat.